Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to the Tokyo Crypto Show, episode number 69. Bitcoin call 100% confirmed. Next stop, $13,000 per Bitcoin. Who would ever have said this? Who would ever thought this? Oh, wait, you're looking at us right here because we've been telling you guys since 2019 that this day was coming. Buy Bitcoin at 3K, buy Bitcoin at 4K, 5K, 6K. You are begging the alpha god in the sky right now for some $7,000 Bitcoin. And guess what? It's never coming back. Okay? It's never coming back. You have missed the train. So sit there and watch us get rich because we fucking told you. All right. And last week, Charlie here from cultivatecrypto.com, who is the co-host of the Tokyo Crypto Show. If you don't remember, okay, we said that the cycle high would be between August 12th and August 18th. And if you've been paying attention to the price, if you're in Charlie's private Telegram chat like I am and all the other guys in the chat, okay, you would know what we've been telling you to do. I don't know what to say, Charlie. I can't. I'm going to lose it. You just take over for a little bit.
I was going to say first on that buy down of, we're hoping for $7,000 Bitcoin. Do you think Barrett bought it the 5,000 that he called back during the pandemic in March?
Barrett is a lost cause.
That's what I mean. Then on top of it, I guess, in terms of the cycle high, so it did land so far, as far as I'm concerned. I think it has a 70% probability of sticking, which it landed on August 17th. So not too shabby for that 12th to 18th call, especially on my show. I've been weighing, more towards the 18th, and so 17th being a day off, not too shabby.
Yeah, not bad at all. We are looking at what's going on right now. Foxmore says, I missed the bull market. No, you haven't, actually. We're just at the very, very beginning of it. Mm-hmm. There is so much going around right now. It's just, we got a lot going on, and we're gonna break it all down for you today. And most likely you're not going to take action, and we're just going to make all the money. So, but I'm going to stop being so cynical.
Well, I was going to say there's a few people taking action. Mo, the people in my Telegram group, a few other people. I love Maspro Effect jumping in the house here. He says not financial advice, but he made his first 10K off of crypto during this current flip in price here over the last couple of months. So I'm very, very glad to hear that, Maspro Effect. And only people who take action really actually get these types of gains. So I was telling people on my channel, I do just a little bit before this to talk about some altcoins and stuff. And with the three most recent trades that we've done in my group, we traded Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Digibyte. On Bitcoin, we made a 25% gain from 9,400 to about 12,000. We made about what was it on Ethereum? I think it was about a 60%, 50 or 60% gain, from about 250 to about 430 or so. And then for Bitcoin, we made gains from, or not Bitcoin, sorry, Digibyte, we made gains from about 21 cents or 2.1 cents to about 3.7 or 3.5 cents, which is about a 70% gain compared to dollars. But all of that within about a month in the last part of our group. Also, in terms of the top 10 coins that I have for the second half of this year, I started calling them from about a month and a half ago. All of them, except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course, have basically doubled since that time. So not too shabby, not too shabby.
Yeah, not at all. Let's talk a little bit more about what's going on here. Do we want to just jump right into the price and what happened between what we called and then what you predict to happen? Let's just go straight to the price.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. Let me share screens here.
Let me know if my air conditioning is too loud.
No, it's a small hum. It's fine.
Okay. I'm sweating bullets over here.
Yeah, it's hot as hell out here today.
Yeah.
But do you see this?
I do.
Alrighty. So we got historical price action for Bitcoin. If you're not somebody who's been paying attention very much recently, all you really need to know is we broke out of this descending trend line for the last basically 3 weeks. And we're getting support, at least until right now, above this 11,600 area. So Bitcoin's hanging tight above that right now. And once Bitcoin breaks above this area here, $13,800, once we get above 13,800, then that basically solidifies that sometime next year, we will be at $27,000 per Bitcoin. That is the target for next year. So not too bad.
Not too bad at all. So looking at all this, right? What so can we look at can we go to the 1 week? Let's take a review of what happened in this last 1 week.
Oh, sure. So let's look on the daily chart. Stop playing your music.
No, but some fucking thing on my phone is playing an ad.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's just kind of distracting. Let's see. All right. So just in terms of the last 1 week, right, we had this blow up here from about 11,100 to 12,400, or just a little bit under 12,500, which is pretty high for Bitcoin. Actually, there's a statistic that I saw yesterday, which was Bitcoin being above 12,000, I think 200 or 100. There's only been about a little over 48 days of Bitcoin in Bitcoin's history with the price over 12,100 or 200. So the prices that we saw here, we saw that for about 2 days, right, recently, the price in that area. So very few days has Bitcoin been above that price. So that's also why we saw the drawdown here in the last 2 days from that area to where we are now at 11.9. But for the people in my group, and also for you, because we've chatted about this today, we are bouncing back quite strongly at the moment. We had a low here today at 11,600, and we're currently bouncing back up to that 12,000 region right now. So we will have basically two scenarios, which if I just zoom in a lot more closely, we could have this high already here, which is on day 50 of the cycle, which would be pretty normal. And I've been telling everybody since we had this high here at about 12,100, I've been telling people we have a very strong chance of beating that, which we did just a couple of days ago. So that's very possible that we have the high here. What I would say for people is look to take profit soon, maybe on the majority of your position, maybe with it by the end of this week. Not financial advice, but in the short term, if we did have like a Chad candle and come up really high here to like 12,500, 12,550, then we could have a blow off top by sometime next week towards the $13,000 region. But I would say we probably see 13,000 maybe around October-ish, maybe around Halloween is when we start seeing that potentially. That's just a little bit of a guesstimate long term, but if we do see a rollover here in the cycles, we're probably going to come back down and trying to test first this area that we already have 1 wick testing, which is 11,600, but then this 10,500 area is the next very strong support after that. So we shall see how that plays out.
So what are you thinking? Obviously we're floating at, what is it, 11 and some upper change, 890?
Yeah, 11.9, yep.
So what do you think?
In terms of what? Like in terms of the dip down, or in terms of what timing?
Like where's the next direction we're coming at right now?
You mean in terms of like
Bitcoin.
Where the price going to go to next?
Yeah, like so I was thinking yesterday, and we talked about this, I was thinking like basically and I could be wrong, but I'm just going to give you my prediction. Obviously not financial advice. Don't fucking sue me. I have no money. But the whole cycle high, I feel like we hit it at 12.3, and I personally think we're just going to go back down. I feel like that was it. Of course, that's just, I could very well be wrong. But where do you see everything going on moving up to this next, let's zoom in on this week and then this upcoming week.
Yep. So if I was to say like, usually when I talk in, right, so like the information I just gave a second ago was all in terms of probabilities, right? So that's why I say if this happens, then that, which is usually the case for crypto. It's kind of like, looking at the weather. So I won't give like the exact like levels that you have to pay attention to, either to the upside or downside, that need to be broken in order, for different things to happen. Because I talk about those details in my group. But here to the upside, a very obvious.
Can you
level.
zoom in on that so there's not? This is kind of small for everybody. Just zoom in on the week only. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, in order for Bitcoin to go any higher during this cycle, and it would have to happen within the next few days, that would have to have a massive candle above this 12,500, basically. I'm thinking 70% likelihood that doesn't happen. So let's just put it in absolutes and just say that won't happen. And then if we talk about that in absolutes, then it's like, okay. Then in the terms of the next 1 week, we basically just see something like this, which is, if I just take out this here, I mean, we already saw a drawdown here. Then we see kind of like a short-term build up, maybe into low 12Ks, then another drawdown. We test this support again, maybe hop into the mid to high 11Ks. Then we start dropping into early September and around mid-September down towards this 10,500 support area. And then in mid-September, we kind of hit that low, and we start building back up again. And then from late September till December, if you're buying crypto and you're paying attention to my top 10 coins and you're doing as much research and things as you can, then you're going to have a very Merry Christmas, because if we zoom out again, my conservative goal for end of November, early mid-December is about 15,000. We could get 16 to 17,000.
When is that? December?
Yeah, late November, early December.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking on this dip and we do get it below 11K, buy it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that's going to potentially happen as well. Let's back out here. So I think the highs in. So you think, are you still on the fence? You think, because we were talking about potential of 13 situation happening within this week. Are you still bullish on that, or where do you think is the plug pulling moment?
Yeah, so it's a 30% chance of happening. If we're looking at like weather, right? Like if we give 70% chance to us going down from here, then probably should be pulling the plug between the current price and maybe low 12Ks. And not financial advice, but by the end of this week, by Friday. If you're just looking to buy the dips, then buy below 11K for the next drawdown. And then if we do get a blow off top here in the next few days, then we would have to break 12.5K. I would probably say before Friday in order for that to have any really good chance of actually happening. So 30% chance of 13K. And
how much? Wait, what was the percentage?
30%
chance of 13K by Friday.
So yeah, not by Friday, but we'd have to beat 12.5K to get there by 12.5K by Friday to get there by early next week.
Okay.
So probably very unlikely is basically what I'm saying, but it's still, you never can say nothing's impossible in crypto. So you just have to keep that in awareness. What I would say is take the majority of your profits by Friday. And then if you want to gamble on anything for that last run up, feel free, but depends on where your buy-in is. If your buy-in was at 9,400, like our group was, then you probably can take that gamble. If your buy-in was at 12,000 because you're FOMOing in or something, then definitely take profits as soon as possible, or just take a flat no gain in that case.
Now, let's talk about what we got to talk about here. It's obviously the election, okay? Everything right now that's happening in this political ecosphere, the attention ecosphere, every single day, guys, just so you know, brace yourselves. Look, if you guys are watching us right now, you're probably a smart guy, because everybody wants to learn how to bang a bunch of broads, and that's why they watch me on my main channel, right? When I talk about getting yourselves financially sorted, like, I'm not sitting here wearing, fucking $15,000 in accessories for nothing. Like, I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I know what I'm doing. And so does Charlie. And so we need you to pay attention in regards to if you want to make some money, right? So let's just cut it down to brass tacks here. Things are going to get worse until the end of the year in regards to the news, because here's what's going to happen. Okay, the whole Trump is 1,000% going to win. Okay, the only way he doesn't win is like if there is some sort of massive election fraud, but the Democrats already are accusing the Republicans of doing that, right?
Yep.
The Democratic Party is seriously like human shit personified. If you look at what they're doing to the United States, right? And if you're voting Democrat, you're fucking stupid. And I'll tell you why. Because they just want to raise taxes on everything. And if you understand cryptocurrency and you understand fiat, you understand that the government can just go, as you just saw, and print nonstop money. They don't need your fucking money. But when you want to be some fucking woke idiot and hand over money to the United States government, who quite frankly doesn't need it, they just do it to oppress you, okay? You're going to end up poor and stupid. And the majority of people, I'm reading The Curse of High IQ right now by Aaron Clarey. Very good book. And he talks about how dumb people reproduce, and eventually we shift from a democracy to an idiocracy. And I was a little bit more dialed in on how stupid people are than you are, because I went back to America in 2016. You've been in Japan for 10 years in a row. So
yeah,
a little
America
bit of
crazy. Like every time I go back, there's like some small thing that's just like a little bit of a, what do you call it, like a reverse culture shock, and it's like worse and worse each time that I go back. You got all this stuff about just SJW is just going crazy over there, which is to me, I'm just like, wow, like what a dumpster fire, but it is what it is.
So here's what's going to happen, guys, and I want you to pay attention, okay? Especially, the guys who watch Tokyo Crypto Show seriously are some niche members that I fucking love to death. Eventually, this show will get up to 1,000 live viewers, but it's building up slower because people just want, just like you have to be smart to be involved with crypto. Period. Like you cannot be stupid and involved in cryptocurrency. Like you have to have. I think what do you think the IQ threshold is if you're not a girl? Right, at least
I would say if you have persistence, that's one thing that can overcome intelligence. I have helped some people who I would say their opinion of their own level for that type of thing is not high, and we've had success. Like I think I have not had anybody that willingly put in effort, on like 15 minutes a day learning crypto that has not been able to make gains in crypto. So. I would say it's not like a prerequisite that you have to be extremely intelligent or anything like that, but I would say persistence and willingness to learn, right, and not being stubborn is massively important. Of course,
right, but listen, you're trying to paint an ideal picture here, but when we go to these meetups and we talk to these people,
look at the Hex people, right? Some of them are still making money, and they ain't the brightest.
That's true. But what I mean involved in cryptocurrency is like actively trading and making money, not falling for shitcoin scams.
Yeah. In
like
that case,
us.
I guess. Yeah, in terms of and also people are doing it by themselves versus somebody helping them. So, I mean, you're always going to have a lot better of a leg up if somebody's telling you what to do versus you doing it by yourself and trying to figure it out from zero.
Right. So I would say the average IQ of person involved in cryptocurrency is probably at least 110 and then more, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That being said, what we have right now is till the end of the year, just like I'm watching the news right now, guys. I'm just going to tell you, I'm watching the news and I can noticeably feel less happy. And I'm paying attention to Twitter stuff. And the reason I'm paying attention to this stuff is because of the correlation to Bitcoin. Okay. Now, from what I've picked up, this is what's going to happen. I personally think, excuse me, that I slammed a fucking huge protein shake before this.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk at all.
No, I never figured you would be. I was just like,
I don't drink alcohol at all.
Yeah. I figured you just must have ate something just before the show or something.
I slammed the big protein shake. It was a 50 grammer. Nice. So the thing that's going to happen is this. from now until the end of the year, we're going to have a rise in the stock market. We're going to have a rise in cryptocurrency. We're going to see $15,000 Bitcoin, in my opinion. Okay.
Oh, easily.
Trump is going to win unless there's some huge, big like scandal of voter fraud or whatever. But like, people are not stupid. People are pretty fucking stupid, but they're not that stupid to sit down and watch the Democratic Party for 4 years. 4 years. The media, everybody's like, bad, Trump bad, orange man bad, 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 bad. That's all they're saying. The censorship, everything. People are seeing this shit, and people will vote Trump just to spite the other side because people don't like being told what to do. People want freedom now more than ever because they know it's in their grasp. Okay. To top it off, this whole COVID shit, a lot of people are seeing the look at all these cities that are locking down and having the most draconian lockdowns. The mayor of Los Angeles saying we will cut your power and your water if you assemble illegally. People are fed up with this. So what we're going to see is this. Mentally prepare yourself, guys. But from now to the end of the year, you're going to see an increase in the negativity. You're going to see more people get frustrated about the politics of everything. People are going to be fighting more. It's going to be really crazy, right? And then to top it off, the news is going to get insane. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be on your social media. It's going to be on your Instagram stories. It's going to be on fucking sluts on Tinder, sluts on Bumble, sluts on Seeking Arrangement. All of them are going to be like, if you voted for Trump, swipe left because my diseased pussy is not good enough for you, right? None of that. Like, that's literally, you're going to see this shit. Girls will reject you because of your political affiliations, and all this shit's going to come. But that's what poor loser people are going to do. And if you're watching us, you're not a poor loser, or you are a poor loser, but you're trying to unpoor loser yourself, which is the number one thing that matters. Therefore, mentally prepare yourself from this moment on, August 19th, moving forward to the end of the year. Mark my fucking words. The market is going to skyrocket because Trump's going to win. People are sick of this corona shit because it's a goddamn scam. People are sick of this political shit, and they're going to do everything they can do to spite these fucking people that are putting us down, which is the mainstream media, all the social media companies, and the fucking Democratic Party. And you can't, it's irrefutable. If you have a fucking brain, this is irrefutable. Okay, if you really look at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and you say, wow, those people can do a great job, better than a fucking little billionaire businessman who has brought peace to North Korea and South Korea. Charlie and I are in Tokyo, okay? That motherfucker was launching nukes 100, 200 miles away from us, okay? That's less than Miami to Orlando, okay? I'm glad that shit has stopped. We used to get, you guys don't get it, we get the missile alerts, like, whoop, whoop, there's a fucking nuclear missile flying over you, like, get under your desk, get vaporized there.
I did the math on what you would need to do to get away from that, and basically it's impossible. Mm-hmm. You'd be fucked, or we'd be fucked.
No, we would be fucked. We'd get killed and vaporized. So, that being said, that's what's going to happen. Increasing news negativity, so protect your mind. But there's going to be increasing hate towards Bitcoin at some point as well. But everything's about the election, and Trump is going to win, and the market's going to soar, and you can get, even if you buy your Bitcoin now, 12,000, right? Which you shouldn't right now. I don't recommend it. Wait for it to crash down in September. Even if you put 10 grand in, right? You put $10,000 in, just wait until the end of the year and cash out at 15. Sure, you only made $5,000, but hey, you know what? That's a month of free food. That's a month of fucking free. That's like high living. If you play your cards right, you could stretch that off for 5 months of excess nice living, all right? Or you could funnel it to gold. You can, stack your resources. You could stack your fucking finances. There's so much you can do. But you have to realize this. Dumb people are coming. And they are going to be vocal about this whole election shit. So you need to stay mentally strong as a man to withstand this shit. Don't get emotionally caught up in it, and just do what rich people do. Sit back, watch the idiots destroy themselves, and profit off of it. Make that Bitcoin, okay? Make Bitcoin, do whatever you got to do, but that's my prediction from now until the end of the year. Charlie, I don't know if you share the same sentiments.
Yeah, basically, I think the Democratic Party is trying to lose by putting somebody who is basically very close to absolutely senile in office, along with somebody who's not really qualified to be, a person who could be promoted to president if the other person were to die or whatever. It's shooting themselves in the foot. So I agree with the fact that it's going to be another 4 years of Trump. In terms of how that affects the economy, we got the Fed printing a shit ton of money between now and infinity. So the market's getting propped up until the end of the year. The thing that I think is really two things I think in terms of Bitcoin that I really want to focus on are Bitcoin is becoming less correlated with the stock market and more correlated with gold over this current bull run. Gold and silver are also going to be doing very well over the next year or so. So Bitcoin along with that is going to do very well. But in addition to that, a lot of the altcoins, right? A lot of people have been shitting on altcoins ever since 2018 because, of course, when Bitcoin goes down, it goes down about 84 to 94% from a top, whereas altcoins go anywhere between 90 to 100% down, right? Some of them absolutely die. But they are coming back and they're actually in a place right now where they're very relatively easy to profit on if you know what you're doing. And so for me, if somebody's in the Bitcoin game by between now and the early part of September, you get some sort of position. You start trying to go out and find people who know more about it than you and trying to find out what other coins you could potentially make more profit on. I don't see why you can't double your money by the end of the year, right? For Bitcoin, like you said, if you bought it at 10,000, you sold it at 15,000, you make a cool $5,000. That's with Bitcoin. If you do it with another altcoin, like let's say Cardano as an example, you could do it from 10-cent Cardano to 30-cent Cardano. So a double to triple by the end of the year with that stack. So there's just one other example of a different cryptocurrency, which is actually very, it's in the top 10 of all cryptocurrencies. So it's almost that easy to make money for the second half of this year in Bitcoin. You just have to be paying attention and taking action on a consistent basis. And all you need to do in terms of like lifting your crypto weights to study is pick up 15 minutes a day of something new with crypto and learn one thing. It's like a word a day. Just take your crypto vitamins, and in 6 months, not only will you have doubled your money, but then also you will have basically got yourself a high education. And then that's just the beginning of the bull run, right? Like this isn't even, where profits are going long term. Like if you just bought Bitcoin at 10,000 and sat on it for the next couple of years, you're very likely to 5 to 10x your money just by doing basically nothing, by pressing a button once or twice. So what should you do? Buy it.
Well, the thing is this too, okay, guys, let's just keep it real. All right. We are in the midst of we are literally in the midst of a financial revolution, okay? And we have been telling you literally since last year, over a year now, we've been telling you, hey, this price is coming. This pump is coming. We intentionally started our show because we went through the 2017 insane bull run, the fucking insane bull run, dude. I used to see hot girls on their trains in Japan checking their fucking Bitcoin balance. I would see girls looking at their Bitflyer account and watching shit, right? And, with all the things that are happening, like there's so much opportunity right now. You guys may not think that you can it's not me, I can't do this, but yes, you can. You can definitely do this. We did it. And this is you may not think this is something that is here to stay, but it is. Like big institution, the Winklevoss brothers, they sued fucking Zuckerberg. They got all that Facebook money and they dumped a shitload of that into Bitcoin. You think people are spending billions of dollars on Bitcoin, and it's just it's just, it's like Jinko jeans, it's just a fade. It's just a fad,
Those are good jeans when I was skating.
So there is an opportunity to change your life here, and a lot of people just don't seem to realize that. But it is here, and it is going to keep coming, and we're going to broadcast it. And hey, guess what? If we don't make it, if you don't make it, well, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, even if you only feel putting like $100 a week or something, you should have like a cryptocurrency savings account for sure.
Oh, just having cryptocurrency, as long as you don't touch it for, let's say, 1 year, is basically a de facto savings account. Yeah, especially if you look at it over the course of a decade, then it's an easy one. Easy, no problem. Also, in terms of what you're saying there, with us, it exploding basically over the next few years and probably throughout the next decade. One statistic that will tell people that, yes, we are still early in Bitcoin, and no, you have not missed the train. The only thing you really need to know is, I could probably pull this up, but basically, Bitcoin right now, right? You said billions of dollars, right? Literally billions of dollars. So you have Bitcoin's market cap right now, how much money is flowing through it at about 200 and some billion dollars, right? That's about the same size as the market cap of Bank of America and PayPal.
Right.
It's more than Jeff Bezos as an individual person, but basically Bitcoin is at the level of big payment companies or an individual billionaire. Now, what does Bitcoin need to tackle next? The next target is Apple, which is, I think, a couple $1 trillion in market cap. And then after it beats Apple, the next one is gold. Gold is at $10 trillion in market cap. Now, if Bitcoin gets to $1 trillion in market cap, not even 10, right? Just 1/10 of what gold is, that will mean one Bitcoin is $56,000. So that's a cool 5x from where we're currently at. And if you get Bitcoin to $1 trillion, depending on how valuable the dollar is at that time, but if we just go on current dollars, that's at least $500,000 per Bitcoin to me by the end of this decade. So you want to buy, not do anything, wait a decade and become a millionaire, not too difficult. Better than a savings account, especially now that negative interest rates are going to be taking hold here over the next few years.
Yep. You think negative interest rates are coming to USA?
Unavoidable, I think.
Wow. So it's going to cost you money to keep money in the bank.
Yeah, it's going to be like the worst of the worst. I mean, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. It's not getting any better. But we were talking about Moongang on Monday of some interesting things offhand that could push up the markets for another 5 or 10 years, a little bit longer, which is America's debt to China could be taken off the books. But that's a long shot, so we're not going to really focus on that. In the most likely scenario, right, we have negative interest rates coming in and not such a great situation.
Very interesting. Harry Z says we have negative interest rates already.
Yeah, depends where you are and which banks you're with.
And I'll tell you what's going on, right? So I'm heavily involved in the digital marketing space, the internet space, as you guys, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah, I'm a streamer and stuff, and I get on the internet and I kind of laugh and make jokes and whatever and have a good time with everybody. But behind this all, it's a business that I am running. And I am looking at how powerful the internet is. And I'm looking at how the growth of the internet is unstoppable. Like, the internet you can't really censor stuff on the internet. Like, you can to an extent, but if people dig and stuff, you can find whatever you want.
Yeah, you push one down, you push it down over here, it pops up somewhere else over there. So kind of like what's his name? The guy that we watched from Twitch go over to YouTube, Dr.
Disrespect, baby, the fucking goat, the greatest. So let me just explain to you what else is happening, okay? Somebody I know makes a decent amount of cash, and he made over $100,000 in a course of 5 days. And a couple of days ago, his bank called him, and they're like, "Hey, we have some really suspicious activity on your account. All this money's coming in. Like, what the fuck is this from?" He's like, "Bitch, I'm fucking a genius, and I'm out here balling and bossing up these streets. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, it looks like money laundering, so we're going to have to shut down your bank account."
So stupid.
This is why China is going to win, okay? This is why China is going to win the culture wars, because we are so we have our heads so far up our self-righteous assholes, okay, that we want to do, like, we're like worried about shit that quite frankly doesn't matter. Like, oh, we refuse to, like, did you see what happened with Goodyear? Did you see what happened to Goodyear yesterday?
No, I didn't see that. What's up with that?
Okay. So Goodyear, check this out. I'll fucking share it. This is how dumb these people are, okay? Now, Goodyear put this out with their training people recently, okay? So they said, in regards to your political policies, this is acceptable. Black Lives Matter, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender pride with the LGBT, right? The transgender pride includes the 40% suicide attempt rate by all transgender people, right? Nothing to worry there. Nothing to turn your head at there, right? Unacceptable. Blue lives matter. All lives matter. So if all lives matter, so if you're Asian, you don't matter. If you're white, you definitely don't matter. If you're Hispanic, you don't matter. If you're Arab, you don't matter. Only if you're black. And then MAGA attire is unacceptable. And then political affiliated slogans or material. This was passed around in the Goodyear diversity training slide. So these people, so they will accept money from these people right here. And gays, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people, that makes up about 4% of America. African Americans make up 13%. Okay? If you look at the numbers on this side, these people make up a larger majority, right? But they don't want to support this. And then you got these people like Ben and Jerry's and stuff like, we don't support Trump. We make ice cream, but we don't support Trump. And you got all these people telling you, we're just not going to accept money. And if you're a business and you're not accepting money, you're a shitty business, okay? Yep. And you're probably a fucking emotionally driven moron if you're running that kind of business. So that's the thing that we're dealing with right now. And then so these banks, right? So like the bank, their goal is to get money. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. You're making too much money. We're going to have to shut you down. Okay. Here's another situation. I went to the bank this week. Okay. To move into this studio that I want to move into, I have to pay about 25,000 US dollars. Okay. And it's an upgrade to the studio. It is what it is. It needs to be done, right? I have to pay $25,000 because it's a luxury high rise and it's got a beautiful view. And I'm in Tokyo. Like literally the most expensive real estate in the world is here. Okay. So I have to pay that. Now I'm going to move into this place and all my money is routed through America. So listen what I have to do. Okay. If I wanted to transfer $100,000 right now, I could push a button on fucking Bread Wallet and send it to America, to fucking Uzbekistan. I could send it to wherever. Okay, I could send it to a goddamn polar bear and penguin in Antarctica. 20 minutes. 20 fucking minutes and a fucking few couple bucks will get my 100 grand there. 20 minutes. 2-0. Okay? That's less than a fucking episode of Seinfeld. All right? Here's what I have to do to transfer my fucking money that I worked my goddamn fucking ass off for. My money, to go from Chase Bank, okay, to Shinsei Bank. Both of these banks can suck a fucking dick. They're garbage, all right? I have to first put in some like crazy alphanumeric code, and then I have to fucking make sure the branch matches, my name matches word for word, space for space, and then I have to pay some money, and then I have to wait 1 week. 1 week. 1 week in 2020 for my money to get from Chase to Shinsei Bank in Tokyo. 1 week. And because I just might be laundering some money according to these banks, once the money gets to Shinsei Bank in Tokyo, their auditing team is requiring me to provide 2 years of my bank statement history to the Japanese bank to verify that I'm not laundering money, and then I have the potential to receive my money. 2 weeks. Bitcoin, 20 minutes. That is why the banks are going to fail. That's why, okay? The banks are an archaic garbage system. The fiat currency system is a complete fucking joke. Money is a lie in itself. And this is why Bitcoin is now in the middle of a global pandemic, $12,000 fucking dollars with no sights of stopping.
Yeah,
that is why I'm faithful in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the future of this space. And that's why I've dedicated a show, and I've been doing shows with you every fucking single week for over a year, because we will come out on top.
And well, you know, the other statistic that's hilarious, to just put a cherry on top of that whole thing, is simply the fact that the banks don't actually care about money laundering. If they cared about money laundering, they wouldn't be doing it themselves. JP Morgan has been caught doing money laundering plenty of times. They get a slap on the wrist. If you go watch the Netflix documentary Dirty Money, look for the episode on HSBC. HSBC literally did banking with the Mexican cartels for over a couple decades, bringing money from Mexico into the States based on drug trafficking. HSBC also did banking with Hezbollah, a terrorist organization in the Middle East, during the time that America was fighting wars, in the Middle East. So you think these banks actually give a crap about money laundering? No, they just give a crap about, basically they don't want to move your money because they are fractionally, a word that we use in banking is rehypothecation, basically relending your money out 100 times. They don't actually have your money. They just have digits on a computer. So the digits on the computer, if you can't actually get them from your bank, especially if the economic situation gets worse, do you want access to those numbers through a Bitcoin blockchain code where you can actually have physical access to it anywhere in the world? Or do you want to trust your bank to give you that money when shit goes down? They're not going to give it to you.
It's just... Yeah, it's something. It's just ridiculous. But again, like I said, it's just a minor inconvenience that just like, I get upset when people waste my time, because that's the one thing we can't get back. And, reading, again, I definitely recommend Aaron Clary's book, The Curse of the High IQ. I am definitely sharing in that curse right now, okay? And, it's just like... It's just these minor inconveniences that make your life a little fucking more hard that don't need to be there. And I'm sitting at the bank with fucking Mrs. Idiot and Mr. Idiot, like trying to because I got there, right? And I'm like, hey, lady, because I talked to this lady. She's so fucking stupid. She's like, well, I don't know about this policy, and I don't know about this policy. I'm like, bitch, neither do I. That's why I'm here. I'm the customer. I said this to her. I said, I'm the customer. You're the bank, right? You're the bank. You work for the bank? And she's like, oh, yeah. And I said, so I don't know, and you don't know. So I said, who in this building knows? Can you go find somebody who knows? She's like, oh, okay. I'm so sorry. And then she went and got a manager, and then fucking, so 99 IQ goes finds 105 IQ. And then they're like, let's talk about this. And then like, well, yeah, we got to worry about money laundering and shit. But the initial bank staff, she didn't know the fucking answer to my question was. She had to go get the male manager for him to come over and give me his fucking spiel of garbage. But it's just like, it's idiots in control. There's idiots everywhere. This is why I'm telling you, the sad thing about, let me just branch off here for a second.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Most of you guys, right? You have no confidence because you're so smart. It's the morons that have the confidence. It's the smart people that are kind of like unsure of themselves. Like, I don't know if this is going to work, right? And I have those moments. Charlie has those moments. And we're like, we're unsure about things. But the reality is like we're smashing home runs over here. And, in regards to this whole situation, like, you have to realize dumb people are everybody. Dumb people are not everybody. Excuse me. Dumb people are everywhere. Okay. The majority of people are fucking stupid. All right. If you have like a 125 IQ, you're literally in the top 5% of humans on the planet. Okay. And these people are dumb and they're in control of a lot of shit. And so if you just learn your ways to kind of, go in and out and weave ways through basically like going through the moron obstacle course and not hitting anything, you literally are going to be sitting upon riches for the rest of your life. Okay? Keep that in mind and know that here we are. And again, Bitcoin is going to hit 15,000 by the end of the year. It's a stretch for me to say this. Maybe we're having a repeat of last year when we spiked in August and then we tanked up, but we just had the halvening. And if we're having this kind of price action in the middle of a global pandemic, you'll see. You will see.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Artemis, you're like
million good comments
super smart, dude. You're crazy if you even doubt yourself. Artemis, you could become like president if you wanted to. So definitely believe that.
I mean, with the Hot Dude Army, we could definitely create like an awesome cabinet of people. We could run the country for a bit, make it a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So moving, what are you doing there? You checking Pornhub? You just kind of hanging out?
No, I was talking comments in my chat for the guys over on my channel.
What are you thinking about in this whole thing?
Yeah,
what do you think is going to happen from now until the end of the year? Let's get your side of it.
In terms of price, in terms of politics, in
price.
terms of people going fucking crazy.
Price
15,000 is my conservative estimate. I would say up to maybe 16,500 is a good goal for Bitcoin. So $15,000 to $16,500 is not unlikely whatsoever. And the only price we actually need or would probably prefer by the end of the year is 13,900, which if we just get that, boom, we're already basically guaranteed $27,000 Bitcoin by the end of next year too. So let's just aim for 14,000 into this year, aim for 27,000 before the end of next year, and then aim for 56 and 100,000 the year after that. Not a bad plan.
Are you so I want you to give a little bit more breakdown like I did. Like I predicted that we're going to roar up till the end of the year due to the politics and whatnot. Are you seeing the same thing? What do you mean?
So I guess it goes, for me, I do most of the analysis on the Bitcoin charts based on the technical. So you just look at the data of the price that will tell you where the data or where the price is going to go next. In terms of like news and political events and world events and stuff like that. Oh God, this guy. We're going to talk about this guy after I finish this thought for sure because I remember this guy's fucking hilarious. But basically, a couple things to pay attention for, right? In terms of anything that's maybe a surprise that could kind of have an effect on Bitcoin. So first of all, the first thing I think most people need to know when they're looking at general financial instruments, especially something like Bitcoin, which is a little less correlated with the rest of the other markets, is that if the trend is up, which currently it is with Bitcoin, it's a strong uptrend for the most part. So if the trend is up, there's a couple things that make it really, really hard to push Bitcoin's price down. One, the supply, right? The supply has been reduced. The demand is the same, if not growing. So therefore, it's really hard to push the price down. Also, if the price does get pushed down because of a thing in the news that's surprising, it has to be absolutely major. And so something like what happened in March with the pandemic, we'd have to have a new piece of news, not like a wave 2.0, but like a new piece of news that's completely out of left field, like aliens coming to Earth and destroying the financial system or something like that, in order to have lightning strike twice and to have that big of a drawdown again. So I don't expect Bitcoin, if it does get under 10,000 again, I would not expect it to stay there for any period of time, just maybe like a couple of days max. What I see is, people spending money, people, the stimulus being given out to Americans, a lot of people having extra money. People, because they see the volatility in the stock market, they see the volatility in the economic situation and also the political situation, they feel insecure. Therefore, they go to places where they can feel more secure. And Bitcoin, the people with the smart money, the people with the big money, but also people who are paying attention, even if you don't have a lot of money, will be getting into it. So you had Paul Tudor Jones give out a tweet just yesterday or the day before. He's the best, one of the best stock traders of the last half century, and he's literally a billionaire. He bought over a couple hundred millions of dollars in Bitcoin over the course of this year already. he's sitting pretty. He's happy beyond belief. He said, "I'm so happy that I bet on Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation and a hedge against the system because, boom, I only put a little bit of my capital towards it, but it's already making me money." So you got guys like this who will be institutional investors putting in money into Bitcoin. We already got companies diversifying their funds in gold and cryptocurrency, or specifically Bitcoin, to make sure that they don't get screwed on a big drawback on traditional markets. So I think just in general, the trust of the stock market and I'm not saying the stock market is necessarily bad. It could get pushed up, as a house of cards. But the difference is gold, silver, and Bitcoin are in early stages of a bull market, and the stock market seems to be in early stages of a bear market. So you're probably more likely to be making profit in these other assets. Coach Charles, I got his thing on Instagram yesterday. I loved his note yesterday. He said, "Yeah, thanks for the price predictions that he said he got out yesterday. It was perfect."
Tucson Razorbacks, what would 10K invested now bring you by the year's end? If you bought Bitcoin, if you bought it right now, which you shouldn't,
3,000-4,000.
Yeah, if you bought right now.
And so what I tell people in crypto right now, and I had I have been having a lot of really good consultations recently, and one of the consultations I had with somebody recently was they bought one of my top 10 they bought one of my top 10 coins for the second half of this year. Pay attention to my channel if you want to know what those coins are. I just mentioned them in the pregame before this show as well. But basically, he had, I would say, probably 60% of his funds in that coin, right? And he put a substantial amount towards it. So if you have $10,000, right, if you want to put 30% of that in Bitcoin, and then maybe another 20, maybe let's say 30% in Ethereum, 20% in Bitcoin, and then the rest of it in alts that have a strong future potential, you can double your money by the end of this year. Like I've been saying this on my channel for over a week now, maybe 2 weeks, that if you don't double your money through the Q4 of this year in crypto, you're not doing it right. So, Operation Green Rolex still in full force.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go into details of what the thing is looking here in regards to how far up we're going, how far down we're going, and whatnot. But things are up. Things are definitely up, and I'm looking. I think I'm pretty bullish now, and then God knows next year. I mean, literally, like, how can I put this? How can I say this correctly? $1 million is on the table for some people.
Yep.
And they only have.
I would say if you have more than $50,000 in crypto, you can become a millionaire within the next 3 years if you play your cards right. You got to make a few nice moves, but if you play your cards right, you can do that.
Because cryptocurrency is the wild, wild west, man. It's unregulated, and like you 25% in a day is like, it's totally doable. It's totally doable. It is totally doable, man. So that's just what we're talking about. So what do you think? 13,000, is it coming?
By the end of this year, for sure, 100%. Like, it's almost like too easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it coming within the next 1 week? Like I said, less than 30% chance, so probably not. But within this year, for sure, like almost virtually guaranteed.
I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, to me at this point, I understand what's going to happen for the second half of this year in crypto, and like, I don't know, I'm just very matter of fact about it right now. I'm just like, this is what's going to happen. If you want to make money on that, come and join my group, come and have a consultation, sort yourself out, and we'll double your money by the end of this year. It's like, I mean, I don't ever say things that I'm like, I can't back up, or I can't at least show you the path towards that, like a legitimate path on how to do that. And so if I say that, and I believe it 100%, and these things have happened already, like Chainlink, I just started telling people to buy this between $2 and $4.50. It went up to 18 cents last week, right? it's almost too easy in the crypto game right now. You just have to know which ones you're not going to get fucked on, because there's so many coins out there that will screw you right in the ass. So just make sure that you don't do those. But as long as you're doing it right, there's so many opportunities. If you don't take the chance to double your money, what the hell are you doing? Are you just kind of sitting there twiddling your thumbs, hoping you make money by keeping it in the bank? I don't know.
Yeah, looking at that, like right here, what do you think about this? Most desirable and high-paying careers in blockchain industry? Answer this. What would you say?
Well, owning a business in the blockchain / cryptocurrency space is probably the biggest. If you're an entrepreneur, it's open for the taking. There's so many ideas out there that nobody has even tried yet. So that's massive by the end of this decade. Somebody who is a coder, if you can code on the blockchain or cryptocurrency, you're going to be making bank. And then, probably if you're just like a normal person in an organization, like an HR person or just a salesperson, you can make decent money, probably better than average compared to your normal field, because they do pay higher than other industries at the moment. But you're not going to become a high earner just as an employee for the most part, and that's true in any industry.
I would say blockchain engineer.
Yeah,
definitely is a lucrative career.
Yeah, and they're the only employees who will make more money simply because they have leverage over everybody, because they can go wherever they want, because there's way more people trying to make businesses and products than there are people who can actually code those up.
Yeah, I definitely think so. There's a lot of job security in the crypto sphere, and it's not fully infected by the whole liberal SJW shit right now either.
Yeah.
Eventually, when men bring it up to the point that it's sustainable on its own, then it'll be infested eventually by that virus, and start bringing in low, underqualified people to virtue signal, and then China will continue to take over, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, well, China right now is basically, they're making cryptocurrency and blockchain their number one priority in terms of technology. They want to be the leader in the world. The president has said that multiple times, and they're actually taking action on that. They're making a digital currency, but then they're a central bank digital currency, and they're also making different ways that people can all have access to making easily developable blockchains and decentralized applications via a government cloud system. So America is not even doing that right now. Any country which wants to compete in cryptocurrency and blockchain should be trying to compete with China right now. And too many countries are just waiting to see what China and other countries do before taking action. So they better be moving behind the scenes, otherwise they're going to get left behind. Even Japan said if they don't create a Japanese digital currency, the Japanese yen will lose sovereignty as an actual currency if they don't go digital.
Right, definitely. There's a lot going on right now in the world, and we are definitely changing. And I think that, just paying attention to what's happening, again, like the whole, the elections can affect everything. That's what this whole corona thing is about, and it's going to be with us until the end of the year. And then the Democrats, when they lose, they're going to be spazzing out. Or if they pull off some kind of con shit, then, bro, book a one-way flight out of America, because shit's going to get worse. I just think that right now is a time to stay sober. It's a time to stay focused. And, without a shadow of a doubt, our time is coming. Just get ready to cash in and cash out, take your profits, and, laugh all the way to the non-bank, the bank in your pocket. And once again, we could be very much wrong, but we have heard it here first. I think 15,000 by the end of the year, due to the Trump victory, and I think the economy. People were ready to get back to work, man. People who took their jobs and everything for granted, like, they are 100% like going to be grateful to be back to work, and they're going to do everything they need to do to appreciate their job and make more money. So, I mean, that's what we're going to talk about by the end of the year. And then moving forward, you'll see what happens. But I believe I'm right. I could be wrong. I'm man enough to admit when I am wrong. Until then, we are going to go ahead and end it there. And we're going to see you guys next week. Don't forget, my show will be back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're doing part 2 of the top 10 signs that she belongs to the streets. You're not going to want to miss that one. Until then, you guys get out there, make money, make muscles, learn game, and we'll see you next time.